This player just won the Agent Blitz set lobby. We're about to break down 4 of his games to see exactly how he pulled it off. This was an open mobile qualifier with 2 rounds, where players from every region could qualify, with only the top 8 from each round making finals for a shot of money. Slurs is one of the best Oceania mobile players right now, getting 2nd in the Oceania finals and 1st in the Agent Blitz tournaments. Down below, you can get his socials. In this clip you can see Slurs playing really aggressive. It's not something I advise playing more passive, which actually causes him to waste one of his shockwaves, which are central to the game. Making the end game without shockwaves is nearly impossible, as everyone is trying to shockwave you off, and the only way to survive is shockwaving up and down. As we see, Slurs is still wanting to fight this guy. Getting some shots off, but not enough to finish off the kill. Eventually realizing it's time to stop attacking this guy. In the map you could see that the whole zone is pulling to Citadel. So that means everyone from the lobby is coming here as soon as possible. In this clip you can see that Slurs gets a really good tag on that person, but he plays it safe as he knows the zone has pulled to Citadel. I really like what Slurs is doing here. He has the zone behind his back. He's crouch walking, looking around, making sure no one's there. He has his mythic AR out, playing it really safe. Gets a tag on this guy. He hesitates for a second, but decides to attack at the end. Still the zone on his back, very safe position, probably the best position in the game, not including the height. He rushes this guy, just gets a shot off. Taking this guy's position gives him a perfect spot, shockwave at any time, so he uses time to pop off a slurp. Feeling this guy's push is a perfect idea. Everyone else is fighting down below. He's above, away from everybody else. It's always the best to be away from everybody else. And he has his mythic AR, which makes him go up and down, not needing anything else. And everyone else is just fighting below him. That's why items like mythic AR, shockwaves is the most important in the game, and it's an easy win. This game, he straight away goes for a different chest in his POI. And as you can see, he's being conned really hard. And he's smart enough to go for the launch pad and not take this fight. And instead goes for this location. Here you can see Slurs not take that fight even though he had a better position than that guy. He decides to return to zone early so he could get his best position as quick as possible and be able to catch other people off guard later on. Right here, it's very important to decide before the game where you want to land when it pulls to a specific POI. For me, Slurp, I'd land where Vlad is, so playing high ground, I believe that's probably the best position he could play. Whereas, for example, where Slurs is, has zone on his back and he's always constantly running from the zone. Sometimes it could be a really good position because no one else would be where you are. Other times it could be a really bad position as someone from height could focus you and you could get caught off guard by other people that are also trying to rotate to zone. Whereas Vlad is just chilling. But the bad thing about height is that you're always getting contested. As you can see, Slurs contests Vlad, shockwaving up. Unfortunately, Slurs is not able to hold the high ground and puts him in the second best position in the game. So right here, Slurs has a really good position. No one's around him. Everyone's either down, fighting, And now having the zone behind his back puts him in a great spot to getting all the kills. He pops the slurp early because slurps last for at least 20 seconds, which gives him a perfect spot. As you can see, this is like a hectic, and the best way to survive is to be in a position that's furthest away. And right there, he runs underneath the truck. That's a crazy find. And you need to be able to have your mechs where you're able to use shockwaves without jumping. Like right there, Slurs just saved himself. And even right here, he's popping a chug jug while running around, healing his health he lost in zone. And he's just running around and around. If you are someone who's a passive player and mechanics isn't the best, I recommend picking up the bush instead of an SMG. Here you can see Slurs picking up an SMG instead. This is really up to you, but a lot of other pro players that I've watched always pick up a bush instead of an SMG or an AR. It really depends what type of person you are, but in my opinion, picking up an SMG is almost always not the best choice. As you can see right now, Slurs is in a great position, but having a bush gives you an extra position. Like right over here, he could have chucked a bush just right there and no one would be any wiser to shoot at him. Where like right now, as you can see, he's wasting his shield bubbles where he could have just chucked a bush down if he decided not to pick up an SMG. Another thing he could have done in his point of view is hide behind the building instead of coming to the open space and wasting his shield bubbles, which make it really hard for him to continue. Yeah, so if he spent most of his time behind that building, he would be able to save at least 2 shield bubbles. Right now he's in the best position in the game. Although he goes down to a still good position, staying on height would have made it much easier for him to win the game. How he plays this game still is wonderful. You can see him pop shockwave and shockwave others out. He plays around this barrel really well, shooting as much as people he can. But if he stood in height, like I said before, he would have made this game much easier. But yeah, again, it's much easier said than it's done. Something we could all learn from Slurs is that he's always playing very far from the middle of the POI, staying away from the action as much as he can. And also he rotates really early, which helps him know exactly where everyone else is. Like right here, he's tracking exactly where the other guy goes, knowing exactly how he can play the game. Like right here, he saw this guy coming in, taking the spot before he did, getting a very easy kill. If he had came to this spot later, that guy would have had taken his position and he would have had to do a 50-50 with that guy. Just here, Slurs is overcommitting a bit too much. He gets lucky with that person getting killed. And yeah, again, he gives up this position as well just to fight another fight for no absolute reason. Although it works really well for him, able to get 2 kills and 2 points from this engagement. Right here you see Slur picking up one of the most broken mythic weapons, Shockwave Pistol. And Slurs uses this really well. So like right here, that guy's in the bush, bam, out of the bush. And then again, right here, pushing him out of his location, taking the spot. And even right now, I feel like it's too much overcommitting, and then he gets beamed because of it. It's a fight he doesn't need. He can just chill and easily win the game with having 4 shockwaves and 4 bubbles. He could play high just above here, which he does really nice. Right now Slurs is playing in the perfect layer. He doesn't need anything else. You see him jumping down, getting extra loot. Personally, I would have stayed up there, holding down height and staying away from engagement as long as I can. You can very easily see that playing height would have been way easier for him. He's placed himself in a tough spot with the guy now having height above him. He takes height back. Now he has the best position in the game. You can see how strong of a position this is, and if he had it earlier, imagine the amount of impact he could have made in the game earlier. And look at that. He plays this endgame really well, using all of his shockwaves perfectly, and then he tries to stay away from the fight as long as he can. He makes a couple hiccups along the way, but overall he hits all his shots and he takes the dub. A great performance by him, something we could all learn from. Stay tuned for the next video, as I will be VOD reviewing the most dominant performance on a Blitz Cup.